Hey Squaddies, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome to Daily Diaries Friday, the channel where every story sparks inspiration and every moment is a vibe. If you're here for the ride, please subscribe, smash the like button, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Share this with your favorite people, and let's create a community full of excitement and good energy. Got something to say? Drop it in the comments. Thank you for being the best part of Daily Diaries Friday, so buckle up because today's story is one you won't want to miss. Let's dive in, Squaddies. I'm not surprised that Jason Knauf's 60 Minutes Australia interview is getting so much attention. In fact, I thought it was weird that the teaser for the interview got so little attention when it dropped on Friday. This was Knauf's first on-camera interview ever, and he spoke on the record about Prince William, Kate, Prince Harry and Meghan. Knauf is technically not working for the monarchy or heir at this point, although he's still involved in some way with Earthshot. Plus, it definitely seems like he's an informal advisor to William and that they're still quite close. Close enough for people to point out Knauf's very obvious timing. Even the Daily Beast's royalist pointed out that Knauf's interview makes it look like Prince William is obsessively following everything the Duchess of Sussex does. While the 60 Minutes Australia segment featured information about Knauf's letter to Simon Case, in which Knauf accused Meghan of bullying two personal assistants out of the job. They used a voiceover to recite the letter, and Knauf was not asked about the letter directly, nor was he asked anything about the bullying accusations specifically. He was asked how the whole thing made him feel, basically. Anyway, I think it's interesting that the royalists' Peggy sources have seemingly dried up, and now Tom Sykes is saying this sh-t outright, that Knauf's interview was specifically timed to FK with Meghan's Netflix show, and that this was yet another Kensington Palace operation. Maybe some of the royalist sources can tell William that it's pathetic to still be so obsessed with his sister-in-law. This is a calculated attempt by a royal family loyalist to damage Meghan's reinvention as a warm-hearted, jam-making, beekeeping homemaker. These people, gold-plated advisors, obviously want to make their employers look bad. Why don't they just ignore the Sussexes instead of damaging their own brand this way? Unforced error, own goal. Whatever applies here. Tom Sykes has never been a Meghan fan, so I expect his sneering. And he has been shady for years towards William and Kate, even while seeming to support them. I don't think he's a fan of any of them, to be honest. That said, something in his coverage has shifted in recent months where his anti-William shadiness is becoming more slight critical. He's still not openly critical, but he's starting to say the quiet part out loud more and more. He's saying that this interview is designed to hurt Meghan and was done with William's permission. Tom Sykes is an equal opportunities hater, and yes, he is slightly more critical, but so is the rest of the rota, very slightly. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of the year shapes up. Honestly, William hanging out with Trump is embarrassing because he looks like a lapdog, but the rota love it for clicks, so he should be hoping for an invite. Otherwise, he needs to do some trips or something to appease the tabs. Sending poor Jason out to do a trashy Australian interview is weak sauce and not going to feed the beast. Also, note the subtle microaggression in reinventing herself as a warm-hearted, jam-making, beekeeping homemaker. They do this to paint a narrative that women, and especially black women, can't be both kind-hearted and assertive. This way, when Meghan asserts herself or acts like the savvy business boss she is, they can point and go see, as she's a bully later. Jason Knauf is scum, but I make no mistake that even critical articles of him still want the public to have limiting beliefs about her and women in general. Meghan wearing her northwestern sweatshirt got more traction and made more news than this piece. Also, this is Australian television. It's a non-factor for those of us on the other side of the equator. William wants to cause Meghan problems. Now, no kidding, this was timed for Meghan's new show to start. They did all those photo ops for the original start date, but she postponed due to the wildfires, so they came up with this bullshit interview with their bought and paid for sleazebag. They are too lazy after their vacation to get out there themselves and try to steal her thunder. They're just jealous fools. All I can see with respect to William, and William sending out his flying monkeys, is that William has inappropriate feelings for his sister-in-law. It was reported that he and Kate used to watch Suits together and that William had a crush on Meghan back then. Given the clues that we have about William's poor mental health and what we know about his bad relationship with his little brother, I think it's obvious that a huge portion of William's anger toward Meghan is a weird ball of gross feelings perverted by the fact that Harry and Meghan love each other and William can't have who William wants. On the real question, though, William clearly just can't let it go, as he can't stand that she's in love with his brother and clearly has no time for him. At this point, Meghan and Harry have been together for a long time, considering courtship, marriage, 2 children, and a whole continent away from him. Meghan is clearly unbothered. For William, this is more about control and ego. It's pretty clear he's used to getting what he wants and people around him having to follow what he says. And Meghan didn't. He couldn't control her, and she wasn't impressed by him, which must have hurt his ego. That's why he can't get over this. Spare made it pretty clear that William has always been in a one-sided competition with Harry. William clearly wanted Harry to not marry. I couldn't get over the part where he told Harry that marriage for him might not happen. Like what? Then Harry shows up with the hot, smart and charismatic lady from Suits. William has never recovered. This is just all about control and ego. In Harry's Spare, it was obvious William wanted control over Harry's life and decisions. He also always wanted Harry to have less than him. He didn't want Harry to marry in a grand church like him. He kept suggesting the small, rinky-dink little churches. He had a roaring fit over the beard he himself couldn't have. And I forget what Harry went to Queen Elizabeth for permission for. But William was also mad about that, because Harry didn't ask him instead. This is about control, and a years-long tantrum because he lost control over Harry. In Spare, it seemed William was still trying to gaslight Harry at Prince Philip's funeral, where he was grabbing his shirt and forcing Harry to look at him. And he was swearing on Diana's life that he just wanted him to be happy. But by then, Harry just didn't trust William. I feel in the past, Harry would probably mostly succumb to William's smaller tantrums, but not about this, not about his marriage, and this enraged William, and he blames Meghan for taking Harry away. She took his scapegoat and his workhorse away, and I also think he was his sounding board whenever he was stressed and needed to vent. After all, Harry is the only other person who knows what it's like to have lived their life and gone through what they have. So I think he blames Meghan for that, and everything that has gone wrong and is currently going wrong. The Oprah interview, the book, and everything after that is all her fault and influence, because he's certainly not going to blame himself. At this point, the people who love Meghan will continue to, and the people that don't won't. Nobody is going to switch sides or have a change of feelings because of this lame-ass interview. These people should just let them go. The tabloids like to refer to a feud, but the Sussexes never talk about the royals. This strategy of blanking them must be killing the royals, and as someone posted earlier, the royals keep scoring own goals. They should learn to shut up, because this only confirms to me that William was okay since day one with the racist, sexist, misogynistic, xenophobic and hateful attacks directed towards Meghan and Doria from the leaks coming from his own staff. Unlike the bullying claims that Knauf still hasn't given any credible details or evidence of, we saw with our own eyes the nicknames and bullying coming from William's staff. Knauf's own testimony in Meghan's court case proved that he was a liar who was willing to rewrite the truth to fit William and the media's lying narrative. For any institution to survive, it must be able to change and adapt. The monarchy won't survive with William as king. More than 5 years after Meghan and Harry left, he is using the same playbook. I guess that just as he's not entertaining discussions about his beard, he is not entertaining discussions about smearing Meghan, how ineffective it has become, and how it makes the British royal family look. They keep trying and trying. So much so that people who have no interest whatsoever in Meghan and Harry and this whole thing are actually questioning their motives and their sanity. Sources, confident and so-called journalists who have his ear, please get William some help. Jason Knauf is nothing more than William's attack dog, and has been since he stopped working for the Sussexes. Knauf will do whatever William wants, and say whatever William wants, because his fealty to William is unconditional. Jason Knauf wants more than anything to be the poison pen behind the monarch, to be the one whispering into the king's ear and plotting petty revenges against the Sussexes. He has shown again and again that he has no moral compass, that he's willing to do what it takes to take down the biracial Duchess and rub Harry's face in it. He's just pure evil and has used his utter lack of integrity to weasel his way to the top. So my thoughts in a nutshell is that I would say that this interview has the opposite effect of putting enough distance between Jason, Kensington Palace, and William. This shows that regardless of where Jason is, he is allowed to suddenly come out with the same claims with no proof or details whenever William wants and needs him to. No one knew who Jason was outside of his connection to William regarding betraying Meghan by breaking an NDA multiple times to make William look good. And that's a wrap, squaddies. Thanks for watching and being part of this amazing journey. You guys are the best and I love you all. Your support means the world to me. If you had a good time, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're the first to catch our next adventure. Drop your thoughts, questions, or even just a quick hello in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Share this with your friends, your family, or anyone who could use a little inspiration. Until next time, stay awesome, stay motivated, stay safe, and keep shining. Catch you later, squaddies.